Vodafone Oman completed 1 year of successful operations in Oman recently, and one man who can deservedly take credit for his leadership is Mr. Saud Al Zidi, the company's chief executive officer. He has almost 2 decades of experience in the ICT sector, business and strategic acumen, and a forward-thinking digital approach have enabled Vodafone Oman to set new benchmarks in the market. Thank you, Mr. Saud Al Zidi, for sparing time from your busy schedule for this exclusive conversation with OERLive.com. So, Vodafone Oman has completed 1 year of successful operations in the Sultanate. How has the company's progress been since its launch?
It's been truly a remarkable journey for us from the start of announcing that Vodafone is coming to Oman and the establishment of the team and all what it takes to bring the company into life. As you normally know, when you bring a third mobile operators, you need to take care of all the surrounding environments of the market from a competition perspective, from the readiness of the network setup, from the bringing the right talented people. And we were also coming into the market just post-COVID, which was also but more of a challenge for us. But I think with the determination that everyone had in the company, with the talent that we've managed to acquire, and with the support of Vodafone, we were able to sail that safely, and we've managed at least to get our own share in the market, and we've managed also to build our own 5G network, and also bring that digital experience that we have always wanted to have, bringing a third operators into the market.
You spoke about the digital experience, and the company prides itself as being a digital first operator. So how does this vision translate into on-ground reality?
See, from the time the decision was made from the government to bring a third entrance, the market has enjoyed a duopoly for close to 20 years. And to create that kind of disturbance and to push for innovations, we had to do it differently. And building an entirely digital operator from scratch is a unique opportunity. And that was the whole objective, where we wanted to transform the customer journey from being a traditional approach to a fully digital approach. And probably you have seen the advancement that is happening. Most of the company are now providing their services through the app. So that was a key proposition for us, is to bring an entirely digital operator so the customer journey is captured entirely through the app, fully digital, with less interactions from a human perspective. We bring the control to the side of the customers. He can onboard himself or herself truly through the app itself, and then can also personalize the plan they want. It's a data-driven and a real-time. And I think that is something quite unique in the industry itself, never mind the market within Oman. And by that, we are able to push the standard of providing the service to the customer, being fully digital.
Like you mentioned, the market was a duopoly for almost 20 years, and it's not easy to break into this market. But when we look at your figures, it's quite remarkable. So there are 450,000 plus subscribers that Vodafone Oman has acquired, and it's around a 7% market share. And Oman already has a mobile service penetration of close to 170%. Given this market scenario, what accounts for your success? And you've almost acquired 500,000 customers in a very short span of time. What are your thoughts or insights into this?
It certainly wasn't easy. And as I've mentioned, bringing a third entrance into a saturated market, very competitive, require a unique setup. And what I've mentioned earlier, that having a digital operators with a unique disruptive offer is the only way to be able to penetrate into the markets. The strategic partner that the government has chosen, which is Vodafone, has also paved the way for us. So you have a known brand, a well-respected brand, one of the largest operator in the world, has, I would say, paved the way for us. In addition, I've mentioned also we've acquired the right talents. So I think the three mix has enabled us to maneuver in this very challenging environment and be able to capture the market that we have wanted.
You launched with a prepaid service, which a lot of people would think goes against the grain. And what was the big idea behind this? And can customers look forward to newer offerings from the company in 2023?
See, let me tell you, when you bring something into the market, you need first of all to analyze the markets. Now, the market of Oman, the prepaid segments constitute around above 85%. So it's basically the largest segments that you have in the country. And in the first few years, you spend a lot of time setting the foundations, building the network, building the right propositions. Even segmentation to a certain extent will come at a later stage. So we've decided to go to that large segment, so then we are able to acquire the share that we are, we've already mentioned in your previous questions, and be able to address it with less complexity. So, and though it says prepaid, actually we've managed to offer it in a different way. It's kind of a hybrid mode where it's a subscription model, like a Netflix type of model. So a subscriber subscribe on this on a monthly basis, but pays it in advance. That's the only difference. And then he has the right and the easiness to either renew or stop. So that is the segment we thought to start with, but we are also working into the other segments, the postpaid segment. Hopefully in few months we should have them up and running. And then the subsequent one also is the SME. That also goes in line with our expansion of our 5G footprints, because each segment demands different experience and different expectation. Also our expansion in the international roaming agreements that we are doing, and also the maturity that we need to create internally, because again, for every segment it has a different needs from a customer call center and experience perspective. So it just goes in line with our foundation setup, and as we become mature, as we expand our networks, we also expand into our customer segments.
Vodafone has this home tariff abroad service or plan, which is very popular. How did you arrive at something like that?
First of all, thanks for reminding me of this. It's definitely one of our unique selling offering into the market. And that comes in hand with us through our partnership with Vodafone. Actually, it used to be, before we came into the market, one of the, I would say, teasing bane to the customer is that when they travel abroad, they have the shocking bill, they change the SIM card, and it was never a pleasant experience. So it was something that we've set for ourselves. When we get into the market, we need to address some of the teasing bane, and that was one of them. With Take Your Home tariff abroad, Vodafone customer can actually take his local tariff abroad to all the destination that has Vodafone operators, and we've added also the 6 GCC country. So actually it's most of Europe, Turkey, Egypt, India, and the GCC country. That contribute almost to close to 85% of the destination, and Omani citizen will travel to. And it has been perceived quite well. I think people loved it and they've seen the difference. And that's what we have always wanted to do, is that when we come with a different proposition, with a different added value to the customer. And I think with that, we've nailed it down.
How is Vodafone Oman contributing to the larger community and the country? And in terms of like the in-country value that we talk about, what has your contribution been in that space?
This takes me to the strategy of setting a third operators into the markets. You know, the largest portion of the investment goes into the infrastructures. And so again, into very saturated market, very competitive, burning cash upfronts into the infrastructure will just make it financially not viable investment. So part of what the government has done to pave the way for a third entrance is that they've liberalized the infrastructure perspective. So they've created a government arms that is building the infrastructure, either the towers through Oman Tower Company or the fiber infrastructure through Oman Broadband. So we've made use of that. And that has created an in-country value because those are a government, some of them government-owned, some of them also private, locally owned investor. That also goes into the data center. So all of the main basic infrastructures we are leasing either from a government company or from a private local company. And that has created a big in-country value. In addition, also, we've decided to insource our call center. And that was also one of the, I would say, turning decision in the organization itself and the setup. Call center is not an easy thing to do. It requires a proper experience, setup, and so on. But we said we will build that call center. We will go for all of the job seekers with all type of disciplines, but we will take them through a regression type of selections. And we've outsourced the full training to some of Vodafone known companies into the call center businesses. So we've spent more than 6 months of training for this team, some of them theoretical, some of them on-job training, and we were able to employ over 150, primarily of our job seekers, that goes directly into the call centers. So that's another in-country value that was created from a recruitment perspective purely in the call center business sides. And similarly, where we're ever not been able to bring that value from within the country and we had to go outside, we've made it also mandatory that they also transfer that knowledge to a local company. And that was also employed in the marketing side. So we have also a local company alongside our international partners in bringing the local flavors to the international brand that we are bringing into the country. So if we were to zoom into only 2022, we were able to spend over 68 million for the in-country itself. So all of that money was spent in-country. This exclude our network built out, which constitute also a bigger amount.
No, that's wonderful to hear. So heartiest congratulations on your success, and we wish Vodafone Oman continual success in future. Thank you, Mr. Saud Al Zidi, for speaking to OERLive. And it was a pleasure, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks.